Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinarvadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, I know a lot of you will be thinking, will I ask you if you've been practicing when we come back to class? Yes, of course I will. Here's our first sequence that we've been doing in class so far. So, namaste. And arms opening out, coming up. Really nice stretch here, reaching up towards the sky and finding the backward bend of your choice wherever your body wants to take that. We're working instinctively, intuitively. And we want to bring in all of our senses to explore these movements. Down into Padahastasana, let's just feel that release to gravity of the upper body and a nice stretch up through the backs of the legs. Stepping back to come into Ashwasanchalanasana, equestrian pose, opening out the hips, checking that the knees in a good place, stretching forward over the thigh. Hands to the ground so we can lean now to the right and bring that left knee back. And we're coming into Madhyasana. We want to place the hands and knees in such a way that the spine can stretch freely, and then begin working with the breath. You know this practice, you've been doing this in class. I don't need to explain it to you. Use the breath, create that feel of flow and expand into that movement, finding the feel of flow in the spine. Neutral spine now, and the arms coming forward. We're bringing the elbows down to the ground, and you want your elbows under your shoulders so that they offer good support. This is the sequence that we've been carrying out in class. So the right leg coming up there until you feel that you really don't want to stretch any further. Let the body find the stretch it wants. When the foot comes down, it just lightly touches the floor. Then we can begin again. You can stop whenever you want to. You can modify this practice to suit your needs. So you could do one leg lift, or you could do the full 3, whatever feels right for you. And we're always encouraging that compassion, working compassionately with the body, that kindness. So back into Shashankasana, the swan, and just resting the arms for a moment and allowing the back ribs to move as we breathe, and releasing the wrists and the hands, and then back into the elbows down position. The buttocks are slightly higher than the head, and then leaning into half plank. And only if you feel confident, lifting the knees off the floor to come into full plank. So there's a lot of weight coming into the upper body, but we've also got strong core strength. You should feel your belly tighten. Try and get that straight line as best you can. Then the knees come down, And the head to the floor, so the buttocks are higher than the head, and this gives a lovely stretch through the shoulders and spine. Now coming down into Sphinx. So again, this is optional. You decide if you want to stop there, you can come back up. From Sphinx to Bhujangasana Cobra. The arms are in a slightly different place here than in the classical version of Bhujangasana. However, this gives a nice stretch. We want to keep those shoulders down and just explore the feel of that stretch. If it feels too much for you, you can stop. So coming back into that releasing position and then bringing the hands onto the hands and knees. So now we can step forward and placing that left knee in a good place, stretching the upper body over the thigh, pushing forward in the hips. So we're opening out the hips. This is Ashwasanchalanasana. Then back into forward bend. Feel that stretch, explore it. Pulling the belly in as we curl back up. So I really want you to remember all of these movements. I'm not going to demonstrate this on the opposite side. I'm going to leave you to remember it all. Remember, we're trying to commit to memory. We're trying to engage our memories in our practice every day. Once I come out of Namaste, hands down and aware of that connection to gravity. So see if you can remember the practice and continue on your own. Hari Om Tat Sat. Good.